Ohayou gozaimasu. Today we're studying Hiragana sa through to. You can find sa through so in our classroom Kana book page 5. And to watch a video on sa through so, go to Kantan Kana lesson 3, or you can Google this address that I've included on the page here. The first one is sa, and this one is fairly easy. This looks like ki. Don't get it mixed up. It has one stroke less than ki. You take a look here. You have one stroke, two strokes. You're going to lift it up where you have that little hook and bring it down over here. Now, what I've been noticing people writing in class or on their homework is they've been writing it a little bit like this. They've been bringing that stroke up a little bit too high, so you want to bring it down a little bit lower. And also, it doesn't have to be curved like this. So you can write it just like a straight line, or you can write it as a curved line too. One of the mnemonics for this is this one here where it says don't drink too much sake. And this one is supposed to be the eyes, then you have the nose right here, and then you have the mouth where you have that break in there. I actually like the one here at the bottom, which is a sawing a log. This one actually isn't very nice visually, at least in this version, but if you take a look at saw, think of that as the handle, and then you have this part right here where it comes up, and then this is that's the blade. She is really easy. It's one stroke. Looks like this. Flip. And the mnemonic for this is also really neat. It is she has flowing hair. So she is going to be an easy one for you to remember. This is Sue. Sue is a little tricky. It's got two strokes. First stroke's not so bad. Second stroke is usually what causes problems. Often what I see is something like this, where people can't quite make that middle part flush with the rest of the stroke. I can't even really do it on my stylus here, but it looks something like that. One of the strategies for this is Sue. So Sue is a pig, and Sue has a curly tail. I sort of like a different mnemonic. That is, Sue is pregnant. What that looks like is Sue's arms are outstretched like this. She's standing sideways so you can see her belly. There's her belly. And there's Sue. Like that. Say, fairly easy. Say has 3 strokes. I always think the stroke order here is a little bit counterintuitive, so it's 1, 2, and then 3. But honestly, if you decide to write it like this, 1, 2, 3, you might get that funny curve. But anyway, I can't really tell the difference on paper, so you could probably write it like this and you're okay. One of the mnemonic devices for this is say something. So here is the top part of say, then you have a shape of a mouth, and then you have a shape of a tooth. I actually like a different one, and that's mom is holding the baby, saying, say mommy, and what that looks like is this. Here's the mom, here's the baby, there's the mom's arms holding the baby, and mom is saying, say mama, or say mommy. So is kind of a fun character. You can see that it only has 1 stroke. It looks like it should have more strokes, but it doesn't. This is the way it's written, like a zigzag sewing line. And that is exactly what the strategy is for this one. One thing to point out about this character is that it has a slightly different way of writing it. A lot of people like to use this different way. It's right down here in the bottom left-hand corner. You can see that there's this stroke right here. It's a little bit short for my taste. Usually I write it like this. So that equals this. Either one of those is okay. And then here you can see that this mnemonic is a zigzag sewing line. Sashi Susei So has dakuten or tenten, where the voiceless consonant becomes a voice consonant. So you have sa tenten is za, shi tenten is not z, rather it's g. Su tenten is zu, se tenten is ze, so tenten is zo. じゃあちょっと読みましょう. These are some words that contain all of the characters that we've learned thus far. I would pause the video here and read the words yourself. Maybe write them in Romaji so you can check later, see if you're correct, and then restart the video once you're ready. So the first one is seki. Second one is sushi, which everybody loves. Then sake. Okay, next one is kazoku, which means family. Then kaze, which means wind or cold, as in to catch a cold or a cold that you catch. Shizuka, quiet. Asa, morning. Uso, lie, as in not to lie, but a lie as in a noun. Jiko, which means accident. And seiza, sitting with your legs under you in traditional Japanese style. じゃあ書きましょう. These are words from the previous page, and now you're going to write them. I would pause the video, write the words, and then restart the video to see whether or not you're correct. The first one is seki. So you have se, which is say mama, and then ki, which is the shape of the key. Remember to disconnect that key. Suji. Suji is pregnant Su, or the curly tail on the pig. She has beautiful hair, or she has a flip in her hair. Sake. Sa is the shape of that saw. And then ke, if you recall, is keg, the shape of the keg with the spout right here, where the beer is dripping out. Kazoku. Ka is kicking it up, doing the can-can. And then you have zo. Notice that I'm writing it the alternative way. And then, of course, this is so ten, so don't forget your ten there. Kazoku, cuckoo bird's beak. Next one is kaze. So again, you have ka, kicking it up with a can-can. Se, ten, which is ze. Okay, and that's say mama or say mommy. Next one is shizuka. She has a flip in her hair. She has beautiful hair. Zu is Su, pregnant Su, ten. It should be a little bit longer at the bottom. And then ka, for kicking up the can-can. And then we have asa. I caught a fish. And sa, shape of a saw. Next one is uso, lie. So it's u, the shape of your mouth, as you say u. And then so, I'm going to write it the traditional way here. This is so, but alternatively you could write it like this, right? Jiko, accident. So she, ten, and ko, the shape of a coin. And then the last one is seiza, which I'll write up here. So say mommy, e, and za is sa, shape of a sa, tenten. The next set of hiragana is ta through to. I don't have my kana book with me, but I believe that's on page 7. So you can look at the stroke order, follow along if you want. Watch a video on ta through to. Go to Kanpan, Kana Lesson 4, or go to YouTube and type in the number here. The first one is ta, and ta is kind of interesting. It has 4 strokes, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the mnemonic for this, the strategy for this is really easy because it looks like T and A. So the A only has the top portion and the bottom portion. And in fact, if you watch the video on ta through to that I just mentioned in the previous slide, this person says that the part that's the A sort of looks like ko. Okay, so you kind of get two characters in one here. This one is chi. I kind of like this character, but this might be a little bit confusing for you because you do not break up the stroke like you do with sa and ki. The first stroke is this, and then you have that second stroke where you actually bring it over into that loop. You don't write chi like this. Of course, you do write sa and ki by breaking up that stroke there. So that can be a little bit confusing. I'm not sure why they did that. Possibly just to confuse foreigners. And this strategy right here, this is okay. You have, it's supposed to be the shape of the face as you sneeze. I actually like this other one down here. It's the cheerleader one where you have the cheerleader jumping up. Another version over here is the cheerleader standing on one foot, and then what's missing is a leg that's kicking out. And that is chi for cheerleader. Tsu. Tsu is so easy. It's like she. It has one stroke. And it just goes like this. This is tsu. And my favorite mnemonic for this is that it is in the shape of a tsunami wave. Although this other one here says a cat's tail. And in that sense, then you'd have to remember the TS at the end of the word. But I like tsunami because it does look like a wave. Kind of like that. A little bit long there, but looks like a wave. Te. Te looks like a table, perhaps as pictured here. It's got one stroke, and it's just this. That's it. So you can think of this as a table in the sense that the other half is missing, like the one here. Right here, you can think of it as a modern table where it's just this sort of one-legged table. I don't know. Or up against the wall or something like that. Toe. Toe is one of my favorite because it's so easy. You have one stroke and then two strokes. Most people want to write it like this. I think that's fine as long as it looks okay. Perhaps seems counterintuitive to write that small stroke first. And the mnemonic for this is a thorn in my toe. So I think that's perfect for this. Tachitsu te to has dakten or tenten to make it voiced. So you have ta tenten equals da. Chi tenten is G. Now notice that this matches the other character we know that is G. That's she tenten. 99% of the time, if you hear a G sound, it's going to be this character. It is not going to be this character. This character is actually quite rare in Japanese. I only know a handful of words with that G in it. So 99% of the time, you are going to write this character if it's a G. The next one, it's su tenten, it's zu. And just kind of going back a little bit, if you're typing in Japanese, in order to get this G, which would be fairly rare, you're going to get D, you're going to type DI. And if you're typing zu, you're going to type DU. Te tenten is de, and to tenten is do. じゃあ、読みましょう. Again, you want to stop the video here, and then I'll just go through all of the words that include characters that we've learned thus far. So the first one is tako. Tako is kite or octopus, depending on which character, Chinese character, is used to write it. Zeitaku is extravagance or luxury. The next one is tochi, land or soil. Tsukue, desk. So notice that we don't say sukue, it's tsukue. It's a little tricky. So that sound is not an SU sound, it's more of a TSU sound. which actually doesn't exist in English at the beginning of words, but does come at the end of words like cats. The next one is tezukuri, tezukuri, handmade. After that, we have chikaku. Chikaku is nearby. Sonotsugi. Sonotsugi means after that. Tetsudau, to help. So tetsudau, tetsudau. Next is quite easy. It's te, and it's hand. And then we have daku, to hug. じゃあ書きましょう. So again, stop the video here, write them out in hiragana, and then restart the video and check to see if you got it correct. The first one is tako. So remember that ta is the shape of ta, so it's T and A. And then ko is a coin. Zeitaku, ze is say mommy. And then ta as in TA. And then ku as in cuckoo bird's beak. Tochi, to is your toe with a thorn in it. And then chi is a cheerleader, the shape of the cheerleader as she's jumping up. Tsukue is tsunami, right, the shape of the wave. Ku, cuckoo bird's beak. And e, the shape of the snake with the hat. I should probably make that A a little bit more, that first stroke a little bit more down like that. Tezukuri. Te is a shape of a table. And then zu is su, tenten. Ku is cuckoo bird's beak. And di, oh, we don't know that one yet. Sorry about that. That is a di, the shape of reeds. Chikaku. So chi as in cheerleader jumping up. Ka as in doing the can. And ku, cuckoo bird's beak. Tetsudau is te, that shape of that one-legged table. Tsu, tsunami no tsu. And da is ta, shape of a T and an A, only the top part and the bottom part of the A. Ten. And then u is the shape of your mouth as you say ooh. And of course, then the next word is te, table, and daku, to hug, is ta, ten, and then ku, cuckoo bird's beak.